Hello everyone, welcome back. Y'all check this out. All that water damage and rot. This is the back seat backrest for my stepdad's golf cart. Okay. It's kept indoors. And periodically he would wash it, and man, you think they'd do a little bit better as far as the plywood that they used. This went to shit, pardon my French. I'm hopeful I can remove the staples, use it as a pattern, and make another backing for it. I'm going to have to find those little doohickeys. Either that or put a thicker piece of plywood on it to use, and I think I've got a piece right there that I wouldn't be able to use for anything else as far as the boat repairs. So that might work. Put a little bit thicker deal in there so that we can use lag bolts and bolt it back in, I guess. But when I do that, I'm going to go ahead and treat the plywood with the fiberglass resin. That way we're not doing this again. This is ridiculous. You know, you think, gee, you know, they do a little better, but wow. All right, enough complaining, moaning, and whatnot. I'm going to go ahead and start pulling staples. Like I said, and hopefully this thing can be used as a pattern. If not, I'll have to resort to somehow using this, and then use the grinder to kind of grind to fit. Anyway, I'm going to get to work. I got this to do, and of course, I still have more work to do on the boat. So anyway, be back shortly. All them staples worked out of there. I got a few that I've got to pull out because it was just faster to kind of get up underneath there, loosen up this material, because this is going to be fun, because it's, you know, broke apart. Yeah, just like so. Okay, and like I said, and then to ease it. Yeah, wow, it's stuck to the foam. That's gonna be, yeah. Okay, it looks like I'll be able to. Ooh, no. Fold it over. Yeah, I'll have to carefully try to lay that out. So I'm gonna have to make some room here. That's just wild that it did that, but it had no protection. And I don't know if there's a golf cart accessory company that ever watches this video. You might take this to heart and kind of do things a little different if you are actually manufacturing these. When I get done with this, hopefully it will be better. All right, be back in a little bit. All right, I've got a sheet of plywood, about 1/4 inch like it was, and I pieced this thing back together as best I could, and then put this 4x6 on top of it, or yeah, that's what that is, to kind of weight it down and flatten it out as best I can. And I'm fixing to take that Sharpie and draw me out a pattern, and then cut it. And then I'll need to, as best I can again, line up these holes. Either, I don't know if you can see that bolt hole there, those are rotted out, or I can use that as a pattern to make sure I get the bolt holes in the right spot. And then there's a special kind of deal that I guess they pressed in, or whatever, and then mashed it, or it has little claws or something that sticks out of the side of it. I don't really know what you call those. And like a dumbass, I didn't bring a bolt home to get the right size, but that's fine too. I can always match up at the hardware store and do it over. But anyway, I'm going to get this thing traced out and get my jigsaw out and get this pattern cut. I'm waiting on my brother to get here. He's got some cedar trees he cut down and stripped all the branches off of that I'll put on the side of the house there so they can season. Hopefully they're the right diameter and stuff that I'll be able to use it. Anyway, if not, I'll cut it up, burn it in a fire pit. Alright, I'm going to get started and I'll bring you back when I get some progress made on this seat back. Alright, I got that back cut out. I just got to do some grinding a little bit to kind of, I probably should test fit it into that plastic backing. And then we got to hunt down a refrigerator because ours is beginning to give us the death rattle. So it's probably a good thing that we didn't blow our stimulus package money. But yeah, I've got to do some grinding because it's not a perfect fit, which is no biggie. I can do that. Yeah, that's all I got. And then I think what I can't decide if I should put the holes in it first and find those little wicker bills, or yeah, I believe that's what I'll do. But I don't know. I think I'll fiberglass it first and then drill my holes in it. Of course, that'll compromise the fiberglass, but either way, something's going to get fiberglass or compromised. Because if I try to do the hole inserts and stuff, there's a chance I could get that resin down inside there, and that'd be a really, really bad deal to try to have to clean out. Because that stuff, when it dries, it's on there. All right, well, I'm going to get this thing back to work. All right, there's the old rotted out backing. There's the new one. And then there's the plastic piece that'll sit inside. Dropped right in there. And still got the original foam. And the vinyl cover, thankfully, it wasn't rotted. So this project should go pretty quick once I get my holes drilled and get the fiberglass resin put on that. I wish they'd have done that with this. This thing, like I said, it's probably 7 years old, 8 years old, but it's been kept inside, you know. This is just from washing the golf cart, and this is what you get. So, guys, if you get golf carts, man, this is what you're going to be faced with. They just, they pop them out as cheap as possible and then whack you at the cash register. Anyhow, I'll get back to work, and I think next on the list of things to do with this is get my sawhorses set up, and we'll here later on this afternoon when the errands get run, we'll mix up some resin and we'll get it ready. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, what I've done here is I've gotten these blocks and my clamps so that I can press this piece of plywood backing tightly into the back of the plastic areas. And now I can mark where my holes need to be drilled, which would be in the center of the holes in the plastic for the back of the golf cart seat. Then once I get that done, I will know where I need to drill my holes at as far as the hardware is concerned. I still don't know what they call those. Anyway, but I'm sure if I took that old ratty piece of wood into the hardware store, they'd know what I was looking for. I would hope, anyway. All right, so I'm going to get that marked, and then I'll be ready to pour resin. All right, see you in a bit. Hey, good Sunday morning. Getting back to work on this. We got our refrigerator purchased. They're supposed to be delivering it today, and that was a nightmare because everyone that we picked out that we thought we'd like didn't have it, couldn't get it, don't know when. Thanks, COVID. Thanks a lot. So anyway, I'm back to work on the golf cart seat. My murmuring and complaining is over. Anyway, this is side one. I've got the resin on it. It'll be dry in probably 20 minutes or so, and I'll flip it over to the other side. And then I was able, they're called T-nuts. And you drill a hole where I've got these marked off. And you press them through the hole and then smack it with a hammer. And that'll get the little teeth to bite into it. And of course I have to remember to put the T-nuts in from the back side so that the bolt doesn't pull the T-nut out. You know, just those little things that little foxes spoil the vines. All right, I'm going to get back to work, and I'll bring you back when I have a little bit more done with this. Okay, there's side two. Waiting on it to set up. And then next phase of the game is to get my holes drilled for the T-nuts. Get those installed, and then I can start putting this seat cushion back together. And it should be taking that back to the lake this weekend and putting it back on that golf cart. All right, be back. I've reached that point. I've got the T-nuts in place, and I'm getting ready to pull that old fabric back over and get it stapled down. And I'm thinking about maybe digging out my electric stapler instead of trying to use that manual one. I'll give it a shot first and see what happens, and if it don't work, then I'll go back to manual. Anyway, when I get her buttoned up, I'll bring you back and let you peek at it, and then it'll be ready to take back to the lake and put on the golf cart. See you in a few. Okay, folks, there it is. It's not factory perfect, because I don't do that for a living, but I think it is better than it was. Fiberglass resin, that'll protect it from the elements. I got everything put back and stapled back together, and like I said, I'm thankful that the material wasn't rotted. And so there it is. Now it's ready to take back to the lake and get it put back on my stepdad's golf cart. All right. I'll have an update on that because I'll do some videoing this weekend when we go down to the camper for Memorial Weekend. Speaking of Memorial Weekends, I want to thank all of our veterans for going out there and putting their asses on the line, man. Thank you. That's all I can say. There's no way I can repay that debt. But to try to help and keep you guys safe as far as the way things are going today. Anyway, you guys have a great week, and I will catch you on the next video.